Crowd of boys. Peace. What's good with you boys out there? Come to talk to you boys today about semen retention and your divine nature. And before I jump into this topic, I want to thank you guys for all the subscribers, guys still coming in, subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. All the donations to the channel, all your love and support is much appreciated. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you like, subscribe to the content. Make sure you check out the previous audios. Have over 100 audios on semen retention. Make sure you tap into it now, get to it. Get on your business, get on your square, get on your dean, because some of these audios will be taken down due to channel suspension, and YouTube required me to do some editing to the channel. So some of the content will be coming down. We'll be going over to the Patreon. Thank you for all the pledges already to the Patreon. If you haven't subscribed to the Patreon, go over there to patreon.com/crowdofboyz or / whatever. You can find me on Patreon. Just type in Crowd of Boys, you dig? And, I should pop up, pledge the content to get exclusive content such as this. I will be doing a Patreon version of this content where you get exclusive and more in-depth information on certain topics I'm going to touch on. So, you love and support the God, go over there to Patreon. Also, consultations, reach out to me through the email, crowdofboyz@gmail.com, to do one-on-one consultations if you're struggling, unmotivated, things of that nature. Reach out, talk to me, man. I'm here, I'm an open vessel, and I could be of help if you need one-on-one coaching. With all that said, let's jump into it. Your divine nature. The semen retention journey takes you on a path of making a choice. This is free choice and free will. This is something that you are doing voluntarily from the jump. So understand, this is a choice that you're making. But this is the catch of making this choice and going down this path of living in your divine nature, or going the other path of not being on semen retention and reducing yourself little by little, relapse after relapse, meaningless sex after meaningless sex. You are reducing yourself to a more animalistic nature. All right? It's like a slow death. But understand, when you choose to live or go down this path and you make this choice of living in your divine nature, this is what you're doing. You're getting back to your natural state. When you let go of focusing so much on not releasing or tracking the days, and I'm an advocate of, just forgetting about the days, man, just going with the flow. Not focusing so much on actually the semen retention, making it so religious, if you will. And I just talked about balance in the previous audio, but you have to have balance in your life. This makes this process of going through the semen retention journey, fighting through the battles of urges, feeling moody, going through mood swings and stuff like that. That's all part of the process. But letting that go and releasing that fear of releasing and going with what the natural universe has in store for you, the journey becomes much more easier. All right. The spiritual benefit you gain from investing your time into semen retention is growth. We can talk about the women attraction, our physiques getting better, getting stronger, getting gains in the gym, the attention that we get and all. Man, fuck all that other shit. All right. I talk about it. I bring awareness to it. I create content based around it. But truly and honestly, and I'm saying this because I get guys on my other audios. That's why I encourage guys to tap into the channel for real. The whole content platform that I have on here just isn't about women attraction. If you've been here for a while, you know. If you know, you know. I dive deep into these topics. But the true benefit of investing your time into yourself, into semen retention, is growth. That's the true benefit. Spiritual growth, personal growth. All right. But in the spiritual aspect, about talking about the divine nature, getting back to your natural state, you're growing in this aspect. Tap into the Patreon. Once again, this is a little ad break again. I got to promote the Patreon again. There's no ads on this channel as of right now because I'm not part of the YouTube program. I'm on suspension. So, tap into that Patreon for exclusive content dealing with this topic. And especially at this point, too, where I talk about the spiritual benefit. All right, I'll be diving deeper into the spiritual aspect of, the semen retention journey on the Patreon based on the same topic. All right, there'll be 2 versions of this audio. So, head over to that Patreon. And over there, I got, notes already jotted down about, speaking on the Godhead or the God frequency. When you are able to recognize this divine nature, only if you are really tapped into it, only when you really make the choice to really tap into self, reaching higher points of spirituality, your goals, your benefits and stuff. When you want to grow spiritually, this is what you use your semen retention journey for. And this is getting back to the divine nature, and this is putting on the Godhead. All right, reaching that God frequency. But you must first recognize this divine nature. Spiritual growth, the spiritual growth that I'm speaking on is achieved ritualistically. And I know you may hear that word ritual and think, oh, it's something wicked, or, he's talking spookism and shit like that. No, I'm not. I have audios talking about is semen retention voodoo and stuff like that. And that's one of the audios I plan to leave up there for a little minute. But, when guys hears, something that's spookism, rituals and, voodoo and stuff like that, they automatically think negative because society has put a negative a negative outlook, a negative spotlight on the word voodoo. So you think it is something evil or ritual, and it's not. You want an example? Here it is. Before you jumped on semen retention, you were already doing a ritual. If you were into pornography, you were already doing a ritual. Unknowingly, touching yourself, masturbating, releasing your seed to a screen, into forces in an imaginary world of an alternate reality, which is not real, of a film of 2 people having sex. I'm sorry, I got to explain what pornography is or what you were into, but this was a ritualistic act you were doing because it is demonic forces behind pornography. And the more you feed into it and invest your time into that and give away your energy in the form of your life force energy of releasing your semen, you are giving your power away to that entity that is behind that screen, that is in control of the internet and putting these images in front of your face. Most of the time when you probably masturbate is at nighttime, dark room, secluded, no one's around, you're in a quiet place, try and be discreet, quiet. You are taking part in the act of a ritual unknowingly. How do you break that curse? Because now you have an addiction, or you had an addiction. You are going through it and it's still affecting you because you're relapsing every now and then and stuff like that. And it's cool. It takes time to break out of certain cycles. But understand the way to reverse the curse, to reverse the hold that pornography once had on you, that demon of pornography once had on you. You have to reverse the curse, the ritual that you were doing for days in, months in, especially if you're going on a binge. This is something that you were doing ritualistically. Think about your habits. It was a ritual. So now you have to reprogram yourself and create a new ritual to break yourself away from these acts. Spiritual growth is achieved ritualistically. Day by day, one day at a time, by tapping it into awareness and the clarity of your mind, erasing everything that was once corrupting your mind and putting more pure, positive things into place in your mind's eye and being aware of it. Disassociating from anything perverse or disruptive to yourself or your divine energy. The semen retention is a day at a time process. You have to put in motion things in place to keep you grounded, keep you on your square, keep you focused. And it has to be a ritual. I don't care how you feel about the word ritual. I don't care about your religion and what your religion says about religion or voodoo or whatever your perception is of rituals or voodoo is. I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't be a year and change into my semen retention journey in a relationship also at that without putting forth the personal work that I've done and putting forth the rituals that I have committed to commit myself to this semen retention journey and reaching my divine self. For guys out there who say placebo towards semen retention and there's no real benefits and effects and stuff like that, the true benefit is growth. And whatever aspect you want to put that in, whether it's mentally, you want to mentally grow, clear your mind out, learn things, revert your attention to something else and build upon yourself mentally, it is there for you to use as a tool. If you sit down and don't use it and think it's just supposed to automatically come to you because you are maintaining your seed, then you are wrong. Faith without works is dead. So you can sit there and be on semen retention, not get any benefits, and then turn around and say, oh, it don't work. You're right. It don't work for you because you're not working. You're not putting in no work. Straight like that. So you're actually right. If you're saying this placebo, you're saying that for yourself. It don't work for you. Cool. Move on. I'm not here to convince anybody that semen retention works. I'm here to spread the message. I'm here to give out information, not convince anybody. I don't need anybody to follow me. I don't even really need anybody to agree with me, for real, for real. And that's no shots at you guys as subscribers who come to the channel and show love. Y'all already know what it is. But these are for the guys who come, say certain comments that have nothing to do with semen retention sometimes. They have personal things to say about me, how I sound and shit like that. Listen, I really don't care. If you was to see me in real life, you wouldn't talk to me like that. So you're behind the screen, you're on your phone or on your tablet, on YouTube, and you're coming to semen retention journey channels or content that you don't really believe in, but you're still watching and you're making comments. If you don't believe it, then I don't think you should really entertain it. But I understand guys want to troll, guys want something to say because it's the internet. Go ahead, man. You got somebody that really don't give a fuck. Understand from my experience, the women that I've talked to, because most of you niggas are scared to talk to women, but are quick to come to a man on his platform that you don't know and tell him what he's talking about is irrelevant or doesn't work or is not true. You're right. Now be gone because I'm still here, still giving content. I don't get paid for this content, so I have no reason to come and lie to you guys. I have no reason to make up anything because I don't get paid for it. That would be a waste of time if that was my intention, to come get paid for something and make up lies and I'm not getting paid for it. It would be a waste of time. I'm investing my time in bringing this information because there's guys out here that need help and see the light in this semen retention journey. That is the reason why I do it. I don't care about popularity. I don't care about the views. I don't give a fuck about none of that because, as you can see, I do faceless videos. I don't need to be noticed. I don't need fame. I don't need none of these outside things that YouTube has to offer, their money and their programs and stuff like that. It is what it is. When I'm accepted back, I'm accepted back. If not, then I'm not. It's cool. The real work is spreading the message and getting back order. What the order is getting back to your divine nature. When we hear the word divine, we think of it as something so grandiose because divine, and we connect it with higher, our higher self or a higher power. But it's really ourselves, our higher selves in this higher being. It's something very simple that we're doing in semen retention. It's not something grandiose, like I said. But when guys come and say it's placebo and stuff like that, is really not that hard. It's really not. Your divine nature is a connection to you and your higher self. Connection between you and your higher self, which you were never separate from. You were never separated from. It's not something you had to discover or really gain. It was always a part of you. It's just that you had to clear away all distractions, set yourself apart, stop dealing in perverse behaviors and watching perverse things, engaging in that, and start to kind of familiarize back to yourself. When you were an innocent child, you didn't have that corruption. But now as you grew up and you have been influenced, corrupted, people teaching you things, exposed to sex too early, or whatever the case may be, whatever background you come from, you're at this point and you're on this audio for a reason. You were never separate from your higher self. It has always been a part of you. And your semen retention is the way to gain this power back. That's it. It's not just for the woman attraction. It's not to, once again, gain any type of actual benefit outside of yourself. It's about going within first, working on yourself within, and everything will manifest outwardly. That's it. But reaching your higher self and ultimately getting back to your divine nature is just resetting yourself back into your natural state, your natural course. You're on a natural course. It's not something that's so extraordinary to be on semen retention. It really is not. The energy that we get from retaining our semen makes us feel godlike. The feeling, the emotion. All right. We have our emotions intact and we feel great about it. That's the aspect that we wanted to harness and touch on. And when we reach that, we feel like we are on the top of the world. But actually, we are living in our divine nature. The universe will reward you accordingly when you stick to that ritual and that routine. The universe will recognize it and reward you. Once when you connect back with your higher self and you have that awareness of it, stick to it. Keep on guard. Don't let a relapse be your downfall. Let that relapse be the motivator to keep you going. Work harder. As a man, you need to work harder. As men, we like to work hard on the job and get recognition for it. But what about the work on yourself? When you work as hard on yourself, then working hard as you are for somebody else, you don't get the pat on the back. And that's why it doesn't feel like you're not getting any benefit, because nobody's patting you on the back, telling you good job for not releasing today. Huh? You want validation. People who seek validation from the semen retention journey will fall. When you do it for you and getting back to your divine self, for yourself only, that's when you achieve true benefits. You have achieved personal growth. You dig? With that said, my boys, link in the Patreon, links to ways to donate to the channel will be in the description. Once again, I appreciate you guys for tapping into the content. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Make sure y'all tap into that Patreon and pledge, man. Exclusive content over there. All right. With that said, as always, with love.